Hello, in this topic we will see the chain rule in differentiation. As we saw in the previous lessons of differentiation, you have to know the simple derivatives of these functions of sine, which is cos, of cos x, which is minus sine, ex stays the same, ln x is 1 over x, and x to the n minus 1, x n minus 1. Now, what the chain rule says? The chain rule says that if I'll substitute x with a function, so basically now I don't have sine x, but I have sine of another function, let's call it u to x, okay? Now the derivative of this function will be, again, what's the derivative of sine x? Cos, but I don't have x now, I have ux, so it's going to be cos of ux, that doesn't change for the time being, times the derivative of this function inside. Let's see an example. If I had, instead of sine x, I would have sine what? Let's say x squared plus 3 derivative. Now the derivative, the function inside sine, it's not x, it's sine x squared plus 3, so the derivative is going to be cos of that function x squared plus 3 times the derivative of this inside, x squared plus 3 derivative, which is, now the derivative of that, a constant is 0, the derivative, and the derivative of x squared is 2x. So the answer of this is 2x cos x squared plus 3. Now I can apply this to all my functions. I can make them as complicated as I want, and I will just follow this rule. Let's say that I have another example. This is a, let's say b, it would be e to the power of sine x. Now be careful. What's the derivative of that? What's the derivative of the simple function e to the power of x? It's the same, so this one stays the same, but now I have to multiply by the derivative of that function that was instead of x, sine x. So it's that. What's the derivative of sine x? Cos x times e to the power of sine x. Let's see another example. Let's say that I have ln of 3x squared minus 2x, the derivative. Again, the derivative of ln x, it's 1 over x. So this one is going to be 1 over, not x, but what? I have 3x squared minus 2x times the derivative of the inside, as we said, 3x squared minus 2x derivative. So how much is going to be? The derivative of that is 3 times 2, 6x. The derivative of that is minus 2 times 1, so minus 2, over my fraction, my denominator. And that's the simple part of the chain rule. Now, of course, I can have more complicated cases. I will show another one. Let's say that I have this one. Derivative. Now here I have to understand which function is this. Now this function is, under this case, x to the power of n, but be careful, I don't have x, I have a whole function inside. So how much is the derivative? It's going to be This is n, so n goes in front. 5 times my function to the power of n minus 1, so 4, times the derivative of the inside, x squared minus 3x derivative. So it's going to be 5x squared minus 3x to the power of 4 times 2x minus the derivative 3 times 1, 3. And that's how chain rule